Greetings YouTube, Khundes here, and welcome to a new Let's Play series for Europa Universalis IV. As you have seen from the video title, the nation I will be playing in this Let's Play will be Japan. And as I had mentioned in my other videos hinting that I was going to do an EU4 series, I needed things to be right before I started my series. And in this case, I was referring, of course, to the big nasty Japan bug that showed up in 1.7, where whenever a daimyo would annex another daimyo, they would end up annexing Japan altogether and just making a Japan Let's Play totally impossible. Well, not totally, like it was possible if you enforced peace on all of your vassals, but that is not the optimal way to play Japan anyway. And I wanted to be as close to optimal as possible, since I am not a good player, but I do realize that some moves are better than others, of course, which is why I'm at least good enough to make a Let's Play, or at least I think. And as such, I encourage you to point out any mistake I would make while playing in the comments. That will be very welcome. It will be my way of improving. Should I make bad decisions, or simply bad calls, I encourage you to comment on it and let me know that I done derped. And without further ado, let's begin this Let's Play of Japan in Iron Man, of course. We will play as Japan itself. We will call it Let's Play Japan. And without the exclamation mark, just in case. Start Iron Man. Now, why did I choose Japan instead of a more obvious European nation? Well, for one, I find that Japan is in a very interesting position. At the start of the game, they have a really unstable nation. It's a tiny nation by all accounts, although technically once Japan is united, Japan is actually a powerhouse in its area, but Japan starts very divided. And I find that unifying Japan in itself, while it's more of a waiting game than anything, it's actually kind of an interesting game as well to try to survive the wrath of your vassals who are technically supposed to be serving you. And I also like the idea of starting as a non-Western nation. I have never westernized, and I figured this Let's Play would be a very good opportunity to actually try westernizing. I am going to try to go for westernization, even though many people seem to say it is broken. I think it is essential for a Chinese tech group nation to westernize as early as possible, to be able to actually keep up in many environments, and Japan is actually in a position to expand towards the Western nations. So this is what we're going to do. Imperialist Japan, way before its time. But first, we have to survive our vassals, and that is what we are going to try to do. Before I actually unpause and begin though, I have to mention you have probably noticed if you look down at the time bar that this video is unusually long. That is because the unification of Japan takes a lot of time and involves a lot of waiting, and I did not want to split that into several videos. So by the end of this video, you will have a unified Japan, or at least a Japan that is unified enough to be able to play outside of Japan. So if you do not want to see the unification of Japan, feel free to start at episode 2. And if you want to see how I unify Japan, then please, stick around. We're gonna unify Japan, and it's gonna be awesome. And full of waiting. So let's go! The first thing we're gonna do is build an army, to convince our vassals that we are dangerous, and should not be trifled with. The second thing we're gonna do is take our army maintenance and send it down the drain, because we don't actually want to use our army. Our army is more a giant decoration than an actual army. Next, what we are going to do is look at our boats. We have a cog that we will not need for a really long time, and therefore is just a drain on like a handful of ducats. The Japanese economy at the very beginning is really weak, so we don't need this cog if we don't need it. I'm going to take our bark, I'm going to protect some trade in the Nippon trade node, because that's actually useful. We also have an idle merchant. He can't do anything that is really valuable, since trade only goes out of the Nippon trade node. The best I have found that I can do is usually send him to the Beijing trade node to collect trade, and then he'll put in 10 trade power and collect for half of that, which is 5 trade power, which is like a fraction of a ducat, but at least he'll be doing something, instead of twiddling his thumbs. Now, we need to consider also, I need to look at advisors. We need to put our national focus to diplomacy, because we never have enough diplo points to annex everyone early. We do not have a valuable advisor for better relations over time. So we will not be hiring any advisors, we'll just be accumulating money instead. Now we need to consider who we are going to improve relations with. I have found that the biggest threats to a unified Japan tends to be a war for the Emperor coming from either Osakawa or Uesugi when they grow a little too much. So they're going to be our focuses. But before we actually look at them, we're going to royal marry everyone we can royal marry. Just to get an easy opinion boost, and more or less attempt to restrict the possibility of who will start, you know, a war for the Emperor. So let's get royal marrying. We're gonna marry Ochi. Yamana will not want to. Hosokawa will not want to. Hatakeyama will accept. So we're gonna royal marry Hatakeyama. Shiba doesn't want to. Suruga will accept. So we're gonna royal marry Suruga. I mean, Imagawa, who owned the province of Suruga. I always get these confused. Takeda will accept. So I'm gonna royal marry Takeda. Uesugi will not accept. Shiba we've seen, and Date will accept. Good. Now that all of this is in order, I also forgot an important detail. Our really crappy 131 king needs to be a leader. He's a 2-0. This is not even a leader, but that's okay. We don't need a leader because we technically don't need an army. And this guy is a 131, which is incredibly bad. So he needs to die. So he is on the field of battle doing nothing except twiddle his thumbs. But we want him to die in that situation nonetheless. Now, we will improve relations with Hosokawa and Uesugi, who we expect to be the two biggest threats. We also might want to keep them from growing if they prove to threaten a too rapid expansion. If we look at our missions, we could take a mission to create a proper fleet. We will not incorporate Takeda in our country because Takeda is, well, going to get annexed by someone. He always does, so we'd just be wasting our slot. We could, however, create a proper fleet, and I do like to do that because it gives me an excuse to build some barks and gain a little more trade power. And this is what we're going to do with the extra ducats we keep making a month. And since the rest of it is waiting, we're going to speed 5! Because we like to play with speed! Also, I'll need to be very mindful, because as soon as a war starts, I need to remember to get my army maintenance up and get the speed down. Because wars in speed 5, while they are expeditive, also lead to a lot of mistakes, which I am very prone to making. Now, we have two little armies. We're going to wait for this crapped out morale to actually get to a point where they can move. It's actually quite funny. We mobilize, but we don't feel like moving yet. You're not paying us enough. It's true, I'm not paying them enough, but it's okay, they don't need money yet. Now we wait, and I ramble. As you may have noticed already, I am somewhat able to pronounce the name of the provinces and the name of the countries in Japan because I have taken lessons, or, well, rather, I have self-taught myself Japanese a little because I do have an interest in Japanese culture, admittedly, specifically Japanese animation. And I have at least tried to get proper pronunciation for Japanese syllables or kanas. And if I mispronounce something, please point it out in the comments as well. I do not want to mispronounce. Oh, we have our first inter-vassal war. Ochi is declaring war on Otomo, so we're gonna let that war run its course. We want to go from 11 to 8 diplomatic relations. We want to gain more diplo points, and the fastest way for it to happen is for all of the one province miners in Japan to get annexed. So go and get annexed. You are useless to me as Otomo. Takeda declared war on Imagawa. That is also pretty standard. These two like to go for one another. However, it seems other people are getting involved. You're at war with Ochi, Date, and Hatakeyama, so it's a big war. You're at war with Imagawa alone, but Imagawa is at war with Takeda, Date, and Shiba. So Date is involved in 2 wars. Huh. They might actually randomly get annexed on the side. That is not impossible. We're gonna hope. So by the end of these 2 wars, we should go down to only 9 out of 8 relations. That would be good. A plague hits. Either we lose a monstrous amount of ducats, or we get plague in Musashi, which is goods produced. I don't want to lose 50 ducats. I have never selected this option before, and I assume it would cause it to spread. But I don't want to spend 50 ducats, so let's explore together what happens when we let a plague run wild. It's gonna be interesting. Let's build a bark. So we're still trying to build a fleet for our nation, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we are trying to create a proper fleet. So we're gonna create a proper fleet. We're gonna keep creating proper fleet. Oh, our merchant is back. I guess he wasn't actually doing anything. Oh well. Sometimes he actually sticks there for a bit. I guess it varies. Maybe I can send him elsewhere. Is there a trade node that is more contested, that people have less dominion? There's like 9 people in this one, but it's worth nothing. This one has a trade value of 1 in the node. This one has 11 in the node. Maybe now if I send him there. We'll see. I actually don't expect him to gain like anything of value, but he might. Oh, he's back. Nope, it's not happening. Oh well. I have tried and failed. Hosokawa declared war on Otomo. You're not actually going to be able to get it because Ochi is getting it. So there's that. We have our first bark. Either we lose 1 stability or we lose a lot of money. I don't want to lose stability. Stability is really nice. Let me wait a few months. If I wait another month, I will gain another tick. We have an heir! A 5-3-1. It's a shame about the 1. The 3 is a bit alright, but the 5 is really good. So we want this guy on the throne. We now have 10 ducats. So we're going to try to improve the situation. So that's good. This is why we want to keep our money. We have a bark that's just sitting around. It's going to go protect trade in Nippon. Are they together, actually? I want my boats together. I lost my boats. I have one that's there. Where's the other one? I lost my other boat. Oh, it's up there. I don't want these guys. I'm gonna move there. You're gonna move there. Now you're gonna unite. You're gonna keep patrolling for trade in the Nippon trade node. Good! Once this bark is finished, we'll have a proper fleet. We now have a proper fleet. Hooray! Are you the one with the plague? Yeah, you're the one with the plague. Took a heavy toll. Alright. More Nippon trading. I want to unite my fleet again. It's a bit too distant. Let's keep an eye on them. Okay, now they're united, and they're collecting from trade in the Nippon trade node. Probably won't give us much, but at least now we have a proper fleet. Let's look at our other missions. Dominate Japanese trade. 40 ducats, 40 diplomatic power. I don't care about the ducats, but the diplomatic powers are really, really nice. It is going to take a while, but we want this mission because I want the Diplo points. I want the promise of Diplo points. Ooh, Takeda has grown into a 2 province. He will probably still get annexed by like Uesugi or something. It always happens. Oh, Uesugi is only allied with Yamana. Hosokawa has no allies. Oh, this is interesting. This is unusual. I have to be very aware of this. Because there's always alliances across both sides of me, since I'm in the middle. And whenever I start annexing vassals, I always like Uesugi and Hosokawa because they're usually the biggest threats, but not always. And it's important to keep aware of this. Well, we keep getting some random attrition because someone's walking through my lands. Now, what's their actual conditions for our mission? Japan is the strongest power in Nippon. I guess Korea is right now. Yep. Actually, Ochi is. That's unexpected. I could complete my mission just by annexing Ochi. That's amazing. But that's okay. It depends how Ochi fares, because it might not be worth it. Hosokawa is getting sieged by Shiba. You are part of the biggest alliance of Shiba and Yamana. Although they don't like each other, but if you're the one who triggers the war for the Emperor, things will be bad. So we gotta try to prevent you from growing. Maybe have you lose your alliances. Who are you at war with? You're at war with Osakawa. I guess Osakawa is more or less done for in this state. Although they do have incredible amount of boats. That's incredible. So chances are these islands are safe. I mean, these provinces. So they're going to be able to take your capital, but they're probably not going to be able to take anything from it. They might be able to take Aki. Which means Osakawa might not become a bet worth winning for. Might want to go for Yamana, but we're going to see and wait a little longer first before making those kinds of calls. We'll see how that war goes. We are at 9 out of 8 relations, as we expected. Imagawa and Otomo are gone. More waiting! But that's okay. Let's see. The siege is about to end. Hosokawa still has a fight. Oh, we got a stupid mission. Stupid event. Stability or useless number. Let's lose the useless number. That's an easy one. Your capital is sieged. You're facing his army and you've crushed it. Oh, the war ended. The war ended, but nothing happened. You got a truce and that's it. Ochi declared war on Shimasu. Who's he allied with? Date? You're at war with Hatakayama. Takayama's here. He's 2 provinces and Date is 1. So you're allied with pretty weak powers, all things considered, but you yourself aren't weak. Takeda declared war on Hatakayama. That's worrisome. Who are you allied with? Date and Shiba. Surprised you're allied with Shiba since you're neighbors. It's okay, these guys aren't going to be allied to one another. Yeah. Chances are Hatakayama will not disappear. Echu is not your capital, so you will probably lose Echu to Takeda, but you will not get fully annexed. Because Takeda is not the one sieging Yamato. Now, so Takeda will grow to 3 provinces, same size as Uesugi. And Takeda is allied with... yeah. Uesugi, however, is allied with... oh, he's allied with Osakawa now. That's actually troubling. Hosokawa, Shiba, and Yamana. That has been the source of many Emperor Wars. Fortunately, if the war for the Emperor was to be launched, I would have Ochi and Takeda on my side. That's not really reassuring. Yeah, that's not reassuring at all. Oh. You're at peace with Uesugi. You're still at war with Takeda, and Takeda just lost a battle. That's interesting. So the war might flip around. Takeda does only have 2 provinces, though he does have the all-important gold mine. The gold mine of Kai, which is so good. So amazingly good. Okay, we are in 1450. Our choices for annexation are starting to look set. We're gonna want to annex both of these guys. It's not the best bet. I'm surprised Date is still alive, since he's a one province. However, let's give ourselves more options. And they're gonna go down by 12, so they're gonna go down to 182 or so, like the lowest one. But that's something that can be mended if I pay attention once 1454 rolls around. I would like to have a second set of options if something proves to be more threatening. Takeda now is going to lose. I don't know if they're going to lose land. However, Ochi is really powerful. I will wait for my diplomats. Ochi is powerful, and so might Shiba become. Shiba's not that powerful. I don't think I'll want to annex Shiba. But Uesugi actually has to go. Because Hosokawa, Shiba, and Yamana is a huge alliance. I don't want this to fire, and I don't want it to get stronger. I will definitely annex Uesugi. It's a cornerstone that I annex this guy. So I'm gonna keep it there until I know that he won't split. The score is currently, opinion is 205. At 205 he will not split. So that's set. I will not need to do any changes unless he gains more power. And the other one I'll want to annex will definitely be Shiba. Definitely. Uesugi declared war on Takeda. Yeah, Uesugi, there we go. Question is, will he take both provinces, or will he only try to take one, or will he take nothing? I'll lose 10 legitimacy, that doesn't matter. My legitimacy was going to get tanked the moment I'd start annexing these vassals anyway. How's our hair coming along? He's 4. How's our advisors? We can't get good advisors. We don't need any of these things. And we don't need any of these things either. We are starting to have a nice amount of money. A nice little treasury. The question is, will Uesugi fully annex Takeda? That would be really, really, really bad. Because then Uesugi would be strong enough to call a war for the Emperor. But if I'm lucky, they won't have the resources because they'll be fighting rebels. If I'm lucky. That's a risk to take. Do I take this risk? Do I take this risk? I will be playing with fire. Hatakeyama is at war with Shiba. You're losing 2 wars, Hatakeyama and Ochi. Shiba's army is non-existent. You are at war with Takeda, who's losing, Shiba, who's losing, and Date, who's a non-factor. So, with that considered, I think I want to put an end to this war. I cannot risk Uesugi becoming any stronger. Oh, they only have 2 alliances. They're down to only Hosokawa and Yamana. They've lost their alliance to Shiba. Suddenly, it's not as bad. Because suddenly, if he calls the war, Shiba, Hatakeyama, and Ochi are on my side. And Date as well, but Date doesn't count. So, we can take that risk. We can afford to see Takeda disappear. And that would actually make our lives easier. Oh, Shiba has lost a province. And that's not a capital, so chances are Hatakeyama will grow and Shiba will weaken, thus turning Shiba into a weaker bet. But we're gonna wait until I keep randomly hitting keys when I'm unspacebarring. 1452. The annexation day draws near. Yeah, okay, so Shiba weakened considerably. Shiba is no longer someone worth backing. Hatakeyama, however, is. So we're gonna improve relations with Hatakeyama just in case. Oh! Oh! Hosokawa separate beast and took Suruga. That is very interesting. That will strain their relationship. Well, he's back to an alliance with Shiba again. That is really, really, really bad. They can call a war for the Emperor before I can even start annexing them. I did not expect... Well, I guess I kind of did. I didn't expect Shiba becoming weaker. I will do something that will seem strange. I will send my entire army to Satsuma. The reason for that is, if a war for the Emperor is called, and my army will not get instantly attacked by Hosokawa's army. I will gain 5 prestige. I do not need spy offense. It is a completely useless number to me. I do not know what spies are. In fact, that is the reason the Ashikaga shogunate was actually so weak, because they historically had no idea what was going on in the island of Japan. But we're wiser than that. We're a EU4 player, and we have a glorious map to tell us everything that's going on. We are wiser, stronger, faster, sharper, and we can compensate for a 1-3-1 ruler. Our heir is 6. You're kind of angry with me because of the relative power to liege. I don't like that. I think I'm going to build some more troops. And maybe an extra bark. It's gonna be hitting me hard in the budget. But I cannot afford to have them think that they're very strong. So things are starting to look okay. They cannot move yet. Now they can. So let's have them move. Now we have a much stronger army. Now the relative power... Oh, it's still minus 13, so it didn't change that thing that I summoned more soldiers. But at least it will play something in the AI's computation of should I go to war with Japan or not. And that is ultimately what is most important. So our trade fleet is coming back. We're going to be ready to merge. Merge and trade. Good. Our trade fleet is attempting to justify its existence. In exactly a year, we want to be annexing people. Now, Hatakeyama, I will stop relations improvement with you. I am down to a terrifying number with you. Need to have you up a little. January ticked. Instead of losing, I have gained. That is excellent. Hosokawa, I need you to be up to 190. We're gonna prevent the war for the Emperor. It's the last thing we do. The all-important date of annexation draws near. And we're listening to the Age of Discovery. Good. You are ready for annexation. Okay. Let's keep boosting relations with you just a little. Every point will count. Every point will make everything go by faster. We will recall you guys once November ticks. It will be very important. Now, August. Time draws near. The awaited time approaches. September. Time is even trying to slow down a little, or feels slower to me. I'm gonna lose some more prestige, because prestige is for chumps. October. 1 more month to go. And now we've reached it. Before we continue, one moment. And I'm back. And now that I am back, we are going to prepare our nice little dudes to have them be ready for annexing the two most important vassals. Hosokawa, I cannot annex him because I have to wait for 1 day. 1 day. 1 day. 1 day. Good. And now I shall annex both of you. And now, we want to be moving at high speed. These annexations must not fail and must not be interrupted. If these annexations succeed, we probably will not see a war for the Emperor. I say probably because it might still happen, but Uesugi and Hosokawa are usually the cornerstones of a war for the Emperor. And by removing them, we are effectively removing most of the risk. Come on, we just need some more months. We had a lot of diplomatic power. Do I have an advisor? Nope, we still don't have a good advisor. Besides, I don't think we can afford one anyway. Yeah, our money is tanked because we have a lot of armies. We are beyond our force limits in every possible way. Because we want to keep them pacified. Once this annexation ends, we will add 9 provinces to our standing 4. We will add Japan's invaluable gold mine. And hopefully the other vassals have far too little trust into each other to actually mount a proper coalition alliance to become, like, have one of them become the emperor. Uesugi is almost there. 1 more month. 1 more tick. And yes! Uesugi has been integrated. Excellent. Now, we are losing money because we are beyond our force limit, and we don't really need to be. Our naval force limit matches. Our army force limit has 7 too many soldiers. Huh. We're gonna actually, you would say dismiss all 7, but no, I'm gonna keep the horses, because horses are expensive. I'm gonna select these 5 dudes and chuck them. We can bring our armies back to Kyoto now. Except for 2 soldiers, which can disappear, because we don't need all the soldiers. Good! Now, we're still integrating Hosokawa, but we need to find our next target. And there will be 60 annexed vassal penalties to overcome. Ochi is allied with Hatakeyama, so you're kind of alone. Yamana has lost his only ally, and he's a coalition against Ochi, so you're no risk at all. Hosokawa has lost his only ally as well, so Uesugi was a really good move. Shiba has no allies, Hatakeyama has... So basically, Ochi is more or less the last one with an ally, and still the strongest vassal left after after Hosokawa, sorry. So we're gonna improve relations with Ochi, since we're gonna have a lot to compensate for. We're almost done. We have a massive army. We have 22 troops, including 4 horses. Oh, we have 15, sorry. 15. We had 22 out of 15 earlier, which is what confused me. But we have 15 troops, including 4 horses. Right, 15 is what we had earlier. We now have a gold mine that will be giving us an annoying little amount of inflation every year. But that's okay. We are done integrating Hosokawa as well. Perfect. They, of course, already had cored, so we don't need to core anything, which is glorious. We are now looking at mighty fine for the annexation of, or the unification of Japan. I will go for Ochi next. It's just a no-brainer because all of our expansion routes in the short term go through Ochi. I will keep Date for last, hoping he actually gets integrated by Shiba. Hatakeyama will be the next one we go for. So I'm going to improve some relations. And now, are we over our force limit again? Whoa, we're making a lot of money. We are over our force limit. We have a lot of money. So we're going to keep all of our armies and all of our boats. Is there any place I can put them? Wait, yeah, Setsu is better. This is all galleys and cogs. I don't need any of that. To the bottom of the ocean with D. We have more boats here, more galleys and more cogs. Gone. We want barks! Where are our barks? How many barks do we have? We have 7 barks, I think. Where are they all? We have 2 here, we have 1 here. We have 4 up there. Okay. Let's unite all the barks to one cohesive 7 trade protection. Good. Now what's our trade power in Korea, in the Nippon trade node? We are now 3rd. Ochi is still ahead of us, but Ming is ahead of us. They're probably putting a lot of effort stealing trade from us. But we will forgive them for now, because one day they will be ours. One day. One day Japan will invade the Ming China and triumph. For now, we need to finish our internal struggles. Hey, another crappy event. Either I lose legitimacy or prestige. I'll just lose legitimacy, it's a number anyway. And my hair, oh, he now has an average claim. Probably because we've tanked our legitimacy so low. But that's okay. That is totally okay. You still have no allies. You also have no allies. Date has no allies. I expect him to get annexed. Like, really soon. He has a truce with Hatakeyama, he has a truce with Ochi, and he has a truce with Shiba. So, once his truce with Shiba wears out, if he still has no allies, he's gone. So, let's keep improving some relations. We're gonna want to annex 2 vassals at the same time again. It's very important. We are now down to 5 relations out of 8, which is great. It's very great. Let's see, now there's a little more waiting game while some opinions go up, unfortunately. I still have that mission. Once that mission wears out, maybe I'll be able to start taking missions that involve expansion outside of Japan. Which is what we're excited for. How's my money? We're making 5 ducats. I should hire people now. So this guy is a level 1. I want more admin. And I need more Diplo points. Because we're going to be burning Diplo points. We've already burned Diplo points. But we're not done burning them. And we happen to have money to spare. So let's make the best out of what we have. We have to wait for a while. We'll probably just go ahead and give him a gift once we get to 165 or so. So we want to annex him as fast as possible. Most rapid annexation of Japan is essential. Okay, your opinion is of 200. I need to verify something. Because I had noticed that you can proclaim the guarantee over your own vassals in Japan for some reason. And it does give the opinion modifier, and it sticks around for a while. It resets at the end of the month. So if I proclaim guarantee on the 1st of a month, let me test that with next month. I'm gonna do some science. Month ticks. If I proclaim guarantee, I cannot send anyone before August, so there would still be too much delay, so I cannot use this as a trick to annex him. Unfortunately. It would not give me the extra thing. I don't know why you can do that. It's kind of strange. But, you know, it's there. Gonna improve his relations just a little more. We need his speed to be back up to what it was. Got no time to just wait at speed 2. Time is of the essence. especially for the length of this video. I mean, we're already running, what, a good 45 minutes, something like that? National Spy Defense? We don't need Spy Defense. Spy Defense is for people who use spies, and we most certainly don't. Not yet, at least. Soon, but not yet. So we are at 141 out of the target number of 165. Okay, and of course, every year the tick for annexed vassal ticks down, which is always useful. And now we are still technically at risk for a war for the Emperor, but since none of these guys have allies, the risk is very small. Shiba is allied. Date is still isolated and alone. He's gonna get eaten. He has to get eaten. I want him to get eaten. Which is also why I will not annex Shiba. I want Shiba to eat Date, and then I will not have to have a 4th round of annexing vassals. Just 3 is gonna do. He is the one in excess that needs to go. We've maxed our relations with Ochi. We are almost at 165. The target number approaches. We got no time to waste. 164. I'm gonna send the gift now, so that it is sent. Whoa. Didn't mean to click multiple times. 125 opinion, 60 months, go! And... good! Within annexation range. Stop relations improvement. And December 5th. Annex and annex. Double annexation. It is glorious. Now we just wait and watch our Diplo point quantity just bleed out. But that is okay. That is why we have been stashing Diplo points this whole time. That and for exploration when we get there. Diplo points are kind of a big deal. Why hasn't our terrible ruler died yet? The heir is almost of age, and we want the heir in power. The heir is just 4 points above the ruler. Annexation is going smoothly. That is excellent. Ochi's gonna take a while. They're pretty damn rich. But once we annex them, we will be the strongest trade power in the Nippon trade node. So that will be pretty damn cool. We have annexed Hatakayama. We have reeled them in completely and stripped them of their power. And now we are making less money because we are 7 over our force limit. Let's once again save the horse. And dismiss these 4 guys. Do we have other armies anywhere? I don't think so. Which means now we are 3 above our force limit. Oh, but we're not... oh, that's part of the reason we're not replenishing. We should just let that tick once. We've lost some money. Either we lose money. Let's lose some money. We kind of don't need all of that money. We need some of it. So that's gonna help us gain more money, or rather not bleed it out as fast. Now we have a free diplomat. Who do we annex next? Yamana and Shiba. Most definitely. Yamana hates us. It's going to take a while. But we will accept this turn of events. Because if Shiba can devour Date by the time we get to annexing them, then Date will not be a useless one-province vassal. And Shiba is allied with Yamana, which means it's very likely that Shiba will be like, hey, I could go to war with this guy. then it'll happen. We have a national decision that we can take. We can unite Japan. But we would release vassals. That would be bad. We don't want to release vassals. Screw that. Although that decision would help us annex Date when we get there. The other thing is if we unite Japan, we change our government from a shogunate, which doesn't really give us anything aside from 4 extra diplomatic relations, which is awesome. So I wonder if I could just stay as a shogunate. That is a pretty interesting idea, I must say. We're gonna see. If you guys have any opinions on staying on a shogunate or becoming a feudal monarchy. Oh, there we go. Dominate Japanese trade. Done! And now we have too many units again. 32 out of 23. We're gonna create a new unit that is composed of no horses. And disband it. We're still making money. I see you were doing stuff. I suddenly think I will need cogs. I still don't think I need galleys. Galleys are worthless. I will still dismiss them for now, because until I need them, I don't need them. Conquer Korea? Do I want to go to war with Korea? Korea's allied with Ming. I don't want to go to war with Korea. That is not gonna happen. Neighboring heretic religion. Ming dislikes me. Manchu has no allies. Oirat is massive. And they're allied with Shan, which is worthless. We won't go to war with any of them. It's not worth it. We can, however, start considering going to war with other things. And with that in mind, we're gonna improve relations with Shiba, which is probably not going to be able to get high enough to compensate for an annexation just yet, but that's okay. Yamana and Shiba are next on the chopping block. We will take this massive army of ours, and we will want it to sail. So, what is this? What are you? You're constructing a bark? I don't want a bark. I'll take the money back. Not that I paid for it. Ho! Hey, we have 3 more boats here. We actually want cogs. I should not have disbanded the other 2 cogs. I was too hasty in my decision. That was my mistake. It won't be that big a deal. There's still a lot of waiting to do. And in the meantime, we are going to construct 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That is 15 cogs. 15 cogs should be enough for what I'm doing. 4 more trade ships. I'll have a total of 16 cogs. 16. I have 11 horses. That's excessive. I don't need that many horses. I guess, however, if I split that in 2, I would have 13. Yeah, 16 cogs is fine. I don't need more. So, whoa. Yeah, I could unite Japan or say Japan is united. But I do not want to do that. Oh, enforce our heritage. I need stability of at least 1 in a neighboring country who is not in the Eastern religion group. Alright, that'll not happen for a while. We definitely want to stay Shinto, though. I think that's one of the best religions in the game. Why? Because Shinto as a religion provides me 10% morale of armies. And that is huge. It makes my armies fight better. I mean, I know that some religions, like Sunni Muslims, do also give you a similar bonus. It is massive. However, as a Shinto nation, and the only Shinto nation in the world, Deus Vult applies for the entire world. If you neighbor anything, you can go to war with it. And that is why I love Shintoism. In the name of the Kamis, I can smite all of the world. They can take their Jesus and go to hell with him. We will have our Kamis who will guide our way to an enlightened future. Now, we have 16 cogs. We're making a lot of money. If we boost our army maintenance, we are still making a lot of money, which is excellent. So we will take none of those missions, because they are all worthless. And we will wait for our army's morale to replenish. Civil War! Crush the opposition! 11 pretender rebels in Setsu. Hey, we are in Setsu. That's a stupid event. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna allow myself to be mad. But it's probably from my 6th legitimacy. But that's okay. 11 pretenders versus 26 at full morale. Yeah. Are we full morale? I think we're full morale now. Yeah, let's do this. It happened. Spare no expenses. By the way, what are your stats? 334? That's actually not bad. And 334. The military points are a shame for both of my rulers, but there's something to be said about admin, and I care much more about admin than about military points. We're gonna lose some money now that we need to replenish these guys. It's a shame. When is the Civil War going away? Oh! I guess the Civil War ended. Nope, the Civil War did not end. That's annoying. I need that Civil War to end. Morale of armies and I lose manpower, or I lose money and I gain morale of armies. Done! Better armies. Pretender rebels in Awa. They're annoying. We're just gonna go around them. Is it still for the 334? It's a 146. You're still a really crummy leader. A 146. You're not that crummy. You're really not that crummy, actually. It's a good thing I have you reducing revolt risk, though, but still. You have a morale boost. 146 is good. I mean, it's more Diplo points. It's a maximum amount of military points, which are going to turn out to be very relevant very soon. And, I mean, it'll allow us, because a lot of people are way ahead of us in tech. It would allow us to catch up a lot. Do I want you to win, though? That would be a pain to have you win. Are you doing anything? No, you're not. I could send this army to Satsuma. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let these pretenders win. Or let my vassals handle it. So my vassals will decide whether or not these pretenders win. Why am I getting attrition? None of these provinces can support my army? Well, that's annoying. It's okay. Well, actually, given what I want to do, I don't really care right now. Let's just go... I know I've wasted attrition, money, and manpower here. I am going to split you in half. The half that is led by you will go on a boat, and we're gonna go on a trip! Oh crap! I did not expect that. I did not expect that Champa would have eaten Daiviet. I wasn't paying attention. I wanted to go for Champa. Because Champa normally is 3 provinces that are utterly insignificant. Now I have to reassess. I would have wanted to go for Champa, but Champa has no allies, and there's a coalition against them. Can I join the coalition against them? I have no diplomats to send. Well, I'm gonna need a diplomat anyway. But he's still too big to instantly annex or vassalize. I could grab some of these amazing provinces and release Daimyos. What's your army like? Champa has 6,000 troops and no manpower. Okay. That settles it then. The army with a leader is on a boat. We're gonna go have a trip to Champa. What's his... Wait, I need to check his fleet size as well. Champa has 2 boats. 1 galley, 1 transport. I am so unafraid. It ain't funny. Alright, you guys are already on the boat. Let's go. We're gonna go do the liberation of Daimyos. Disjustified army deserters. Try to strain morale or we have no... It's that event again. Huh. Let's just go in debt. I don't really care right now. Yeah, what's killing my money is those pretenders. That Civil War event. Okay. We have Ammani's nationalists. What are they trying to spawn? Never heard of Ammani's nationalists. What is Amman? I don't even think there's a core for it. You have no allies? You are all alone? It's on. We're gonna throw some stability away. Oh yeah! No sea bead like a boss. We've taken the loans of pain. We need that civil war to end, ideally. Of course, my vassals aren't challenging these pretender rebels. Now, while the war runs, let's improve some relations with Yamana. Oh, the siege just ended. That means there's gonna be nothing. There's 400. That's assault. Oh, I failed. Oh well. We're gonna try that again. We have more pretender rebels in Setsu. Are you still? Yeah, they're still for the 146. I want the 146. 146 is a good leader. I mean, better than what I can have right now. It's a shame about the admin points, but I am falling way too far behind in the military. Oh, why am I losing 10 ducats? That's a lot of ducats to lose. Where's my money bleeding out? That's all my army. I raise war taxes? I need my military points. Well, let me think on that between episodes. I will thank you guys for watching for now, and I will see you next time for episode 2, which will be of a proper length this time. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time with Japan.